Back at it again now. Obviously, the election is far behind us, but I don't think people are really speaking about how massive of a W this was. Even with votes still being counted in several states, California being one of them, which is just absolutely ridiculous. That has to be cleaned up immediately. We need to adopt whatever system that Florida has, because Florida finds some kind of way to, count them like that. So we need to adopt that method in all 50 states. And I'm sure Trump will clean that up. Counting votes this late is just insane. And I think it's one of the reasons why Kerry Lake has officially lost. But we ain't about to get into all that, right? We're going to get into some of these numbers because it is absolutely insane what Trump really did in this past election. So with that being said, let's dive in.
The breadth of the improvement that Donald Trump had. Holy Toledo. All right. Trump gained ground in 49 states and the District of Columbia compared to 2020. I went back through the record books. When was the last time a party gained in so many different places? You have to go all the way back to 1992 when Bill Clinton improved upon Michael Dukakis's performance in 49 states, plus the District of Columbia. The bottom line is no matter where you looked on the map, Kate Baldwin, no matter where you looked, Donald Trump was improving on where he did 4 years ago, except for Washington State. It is no wonder that at this particular point, he looks like he's going to be the first Republican to win the popular vote since George W. Bush back in 2004.
And to pull that off, he gained ground with groups that Republicans do not generally count as part of their winning coalition, or it really at all. How much ground did he gain?
Yeah, holy Toledo. It's just like, oh, my goodness gracious. These are the types of groups that you would never have thought that Donald Trump would have gained so much support among 8 years ago when he first won against Hillary Clinton. Trump's was the best GOP showing among 18 to 29-year-olds in 20 years. You have to go all the way back to 2004. How about among black voters? It was the best performance for a Republican candidate for president in 48 years since Gerald Ford back in 1976. And among Hispanic voters, the exit polls only go back since 1972. But Donald Trump's performance on Tuesday was the best for a Republican presidential candidate in exit poll history. He literally goes all the way back through history and breaks history. This is what we're talking about, Kate Baldwin. Groups that you never thought that Donald Trump would do well among, even for a Republican candidate, that is what he did. If the 2016 election was about Donald Trump breaking through with white working class voters, this election was about breaking through and going to that Democratic coalition and tearing it apart.
And it wasn't just what he did for his own support. It trickled down to helping the Senate and helping in the House.
Yeah. So, a lot of talk this morning and this week is, the GOP is going to have a Senate majority. We don't know if the Republicans are going to have a House majority, but we think that that's the most likely to be the case. But I want you to look at the 2024 House GOP national vote showing. So this is the House popular vote. Currently, the GOP is ahead by 5 points. I expect that to shrink a little bit as some of the California results come in. But if let's just say he wins, the House GOP wins by more than 2.6 points, it will be the best House GOP showing in a presidential year in the House popular vote since 1928. If there's any viewer out there who is that old, God bless you. But the bottom line is it was probably the best House GOP national vote showing during most of our viewers' lifetimes.
Absolutely insane numbers. Insane numbers. And, we all know Jake Tapper. Well, Jake Tapper said something pretty interesting that I thought was just absolutely hilarious when he was being shown, the map. And it was being talked about where Kamala overperformed. And check out what Jake Tapper had to say regarding where she overperformed.
So you asked, are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming in 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
Holy smokes. She didn't outperform anywhere. Not a single county across the entire United States. Not one. Not one. Interesting how that works, huh? But I also want to show you guys this map of arrows showing where Trump gained the most ground, or where he gained ground. And this is before, a lot of the votes were counted in a lot of these areas. So that's why you don't really see any arrows over here, because Trump gained in California as well. But look at this sea of red. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. And honestly, looking at this map and based on what Scott Pressler said, listen, New Jersey could be the next Florida. No kidding. And New Jersey has, I believe it's 14 or 15 electoral college votes. So if a Republican comes in and sweeps the Sun Belt and takes New Jersey, they could lose Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Wisconsin and still win the election just because of New Jersey. So that is going to be, a major key in future elections is New Jersey, because Trump came within, I believe, 4 points of winning New Jersey. It was close. It was close. Really, really close. So, if we improve with the voter registration there, with the efforts of a guy like Scott Pressler, which shout out to Scott Pressler once again, because he did some fantastic work in Pennsylvania. And he said he's going to continue to work in Pennsylvania, but he also wants to expand the operation to a state like New Jersey, where Trump came really, really darn close. And I agree, because once again, that completely changes the map. If you can flip New Jersey Republican, that completely changes everything, because that's 14 or 15 votes, which could cancel out, Michigan or Wisconsin, because I believe Michigan is like 10 and Wisconsin is like 14 or something. So that cancels one of those out. So it's not super, super important that you take down that blue wall, which we can continue to knock down that blue wall, but come next election, if we don't, we'll have New Jersey on our side. So, as I always said, work isn't finished. We got a lot of work still yet to do. But, oh, crap. Where was I going to? Oh, here we go. I'm going to show you guys this map or these numbers that also came out of Texas. Because, whew, you remember when Democrats said that, we think we could take Texas? I don't think so.
Even here, when we look at how black men in Texas voted, Trump was able to get about a third of their vote. Now, take a look at these graphs that show how these numbers fell back in 2020 among these demographics to how all the numbers settled last night. Among black men, Trump has improved his support by nearly 20 points. Latin men, even here, when we look at how
20 points, 20-point swing, massive, absolutely massive. It's crazy numbers, crazy numbers. But now let's get into some more of this from Texas, because, like I said, Democrats before the election were claiming that Texas could possibly go blue. Well, I beg to differ.
It's been at least a decade now. You've probably been hearing it from Democrats. Texas is going to turn blue. They say it's just a matter of when. Well, take a look. Texas is still red. And not only that, look at the Trump margin here, 14 points. Texas is actually, looking back at the recent results, Texas is redder now than it was when Trump came on the scene. And part of that is massive movement that a lot of people, I don't think any people saw coming at the start of the Trump era in the border region of Texas. These are counties that have some of the highest concentrations of Hispanic voters in the country. Take a look, for instance, at Starr County, 97% Hispanic. Donald Trump wins this by 16 points. But check this out. 2020, it was 5 points for Biden. And here it is. 2016, it was 61 points for Hillary Clinton. 2012, it was 73 for Obama. From 73 points for the Democrats just 12 years ago to Trump winning by 16, a 90-point shift almost in the most Hispanic county in the United States of America. Big reason why Texas redder now than it was 8 years ago.
The most Hispanic county in America swung 90 points in Trump's direction. 90. And, right before the election, they were all talking, oh, Trump always going to lose the Mexican vote or the Hispanic vote because of the joke. No. People in this country are very intelligent. They're smart. They understand what is a joke and what isn't. And that clearly was a joke. And it wasn't even Trump that said it. I don't even think Trump was in the building when it was being said. So, whatever. that was total BS. Total BS. But man, massive win. But once again, as I've said before, we had our time to celebrate. Now it's time to get back to work. We gotta and Scott Pressler actually said this. We have to Florida, Pennsylvania. We need to Florida, New Jersey. Okay, the way that Florida used to be a swing state, it could kind of go either way, and now it's just deep red. That's what we need to do to Pennsylvania as well as New Jersey. If we can do that to both of those states, we're in a very strong position. Scott Pressler has done some fantastic work with registering voters. I think I put his information on the screen before, but I'll do it again now for those that want to continue to get involved with Scott Pressler and his organization. It is Early Vote Action, I believe. Yeah, right here. Right there. Boom. You can pause it if you need to. All right. Pause that if you need to. All right. And then, of course, here is Scott Pressler himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Scott Pressler. We all owe this guy a beer or something because, man, he made a huge difference in a state like Pennsylvania. Massive difference. But, yeah, man, y'all let me know your thoughts, your opinions on this in the comment section below. Peace and love. I'm out.